God, I nearly went in too early there.
Hello there, everyone.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome back.
Welcome.
Thank you for those who are joining us again, and welcome to our new viewers who are expecting we've got 3 or 4 by now.
Hopefully, we're up to 10.
So this video is going to be a quick look back at the World Cup for the last time, unfortunately. Hence the World Cup T-shirts.
Buleko.
And then we're going to look.
As he calls himself, Buleko.
Great. So then we're going to look at the Premier League season in general before we move on to the FF UK Mini League Fantasy League.
It's hardly mini.
Well, it's quite large. It's a large mini league.
Yeah.
So first of all, let's have a quick look back at the World Cup, shall we, Pete?
Yeah.
Okay, that's that gone.
Yeah.
So moment of the World Cup. What was your favourite moment of the World Cup?
I have many.
Okay, just one.
Well, I was going to maybe say something about just the people and the vibe.
Is that your moment? It's not really a moment.
Yeah, it's
you
not
did
really a
afterwards with overall thoughts.
Okay.
Moment of the World Cup. Like pulling teeth.
Was just James and Shaqiri actually scoring the hat trick. James.
Okay.
James Rodriguez, who plays for Colombia.
And Real Madrid now.
Yes, good team.
Okay, do you want to know my moment?
Yes, I should have asked.
My moment was Brazil-Germany 7-1, or 1-7.
That's actually better than mine.
Yeah, because I told you at the end of the last video that the moment of the World Cup was still to come. And it did.
Yeah.
7-1.
Yeah,
I think that game just showed everything. It showed how Brazil were not as good as everyone thought they were.
It was
and
fantastic.
How good Germany were. And we watched that game in disbelief, didn't we?
Yeah.
Pretty much. So that was my moment. And then just overall thoughts, really, of the World Cup. Did you enjoy it?
Oh, I see what you mean about the overall thoughts, because mine would be better placed here.
It would be.
Yeah, I thought it was absolutely great. There was a resonance with the feelings that I got from London 2012 Olympics, where there was just this immense feeling of unity and
sorry, Rob.
Love, just sharing with other men, which is what I spent most of those 5 weeks doing.
Yeah, he had an open house for the whole of the World Cup, which meant that many of our mates just dropped in,
came here,
watched a game, watched 2 games, watched 3 games sometimes, even 4 games on one occasion, and it really was a football feast.
It was a fest. It was.
Okay, so that's the World Cup. We're done with the World Cup. We're done with the World Cup.
Arguably the best World Cup of my lifetime.
Good to hear. So the World Cup's finished. Next time you see us, we'll be wearing some Premier League regalia.
Yes. I won't take it off now.
No, it's not that. No, it's not that kind of video. So we're going to move on to the forthcoming Premier League season and just have a little look at what we think is going to happen. And I've got a few questions, actually, Pete.
No shit.
Yeah. Oh, no swearing.
Sorry, we are live on YouTube. Please do not.
Apologies to any children out there.
Bad.
We will not swear again. And if we do swear again, I will hit him. I think that's fair. So, right.
Bit harsh.
Forthcoming Premier League season. Who's going to finish top 4, Pete? And what order are they going to finish in?
I don't know if I can do an order.
Well, you have to. That's why I've asked you.
Is it just for the purposes of the show?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Right, okay. Top 4 Chelsea, definitely going to be there.
Yeah.
We're amazing, ultimately.
Slight Chelsea bias on this video, sorry for everyone else.
Now, I've had a little bit of a revelation over the last 5 hours, because I've basically written off Arsenal and Liverpool already. But Liverpool just smashed Borussia Dortmund 4-0. And they look pretty special. Mm-hmm. So I reckon the loss of Suarez isn't actually going to cause that much damage. City look rocky, and I think they weren't that good last season.
Okay, so who's your top 4? Give us your 4.
Chelsea. Arsenal. United.
Manchester United.
Liverpool.
So you're thinking,
there's no way City's
so you're
not going to be in
thinking
the top 4.
That City won't be in the top 4. Is that what you're saying?
It's very difficult. those 5 teams, the only really good one is Chelsea.
Well,
so.
yes, but let's not dwell on that. My top 4 in order. I'm hoping Chelsea win the league, obviously. So I've got to say Chelsea first.
Okay.
I think Manchester United will finish second.
Yes,
I think without Europe this season, they're going to have a lot more time to prepare for games.
They're going to be
and
back.
They've got an amazing
Man United are going to be back.
They're going to be back, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I think third Arsenal, because I think they've made a couple of really good signings.
Yes.
And I think City will finish 4th.
And Liverpool 5th.
Liverpool 5th or 6th. Yeah, 5th or 6th. Yeah. That's my view. Okay, so the other end of the table, who's going to be relegated?
Who's going to be relegated? Probably the new teams.
All 3 of them?
No. Leicester,
yes, they're one of the new teams.
And QPR. Sorry if there's any QPR fans watching.
Which I'm sure there will be. Many of you.
QPR are a bit rubbish, aren't they? I think they'll struggle. I think all the promoted sides will struggle. Although today, for some
really putting your neck on the line there, aren't you?
Well, West Ham, I think, could get sucked in. I think Sunderland will be there again, although they're going to be much better this season. Okay. West Brom.
There's only 3 teams going to be relegated, Pete.
I'm talking about the relegation zone.
Yeah, but just give me 3 teams that are going to get relegated.
I'm going to throw a new one in. Villa.
I've got Villa.
I'm going backwards in my fingers here. Yeah. Villa, Leicester, QPR.
Okay. I've got Villa, Burnley, and West Brom on my 3.
Oh, so you did think the West Brom thing? You think they're?
I think they might. I don't think they might struggle this season.
Not enough.
And I think Leicester will do all right, and I think QPR will do all right. They've got a good manager, and yeah. Anyway, so let's move on. The best signing of the season so far. Who have you got?
Costa.
Diego Costa.
Yes.
Oh, he's got a great goal the other night. Great goal.
I haven't seen that.
Great goal it was. My best signing so far is Van Gaal for Manchester United.
Oh.
I think that's a really good signing.
What a trick.
No, that's a signing.
That's like when I said that Mark Lawrenson was the worst player, and you said that he's not a player.
Yeah, but that's fine. But Van Gaal, Man United have signed, he's going to make them better because they had some chump in charge last season, and they'll do good this season. I think they'll do good.
I am watching Man United like a hawk.
Okay, good. The worst signing so far. Who do you think?
How can I choose the worst signing? I think that's.
Which team has made the worst signing?
That's too arbitrary a question.
Shall I give you my answer?
You can give me some choices.
I'll give you my answer and you can agree with it or not.
Okay, let's try
My answer is Rio Ferdinand. Because I think he's retired. In his head, he's retired. He's on the beach or wherever he wants to be, doing his cap thing, number 5, rubbish.
What about Lampard going to City?
Well, not worth signing. You can't have him as worth signing.
No.
He'd probably be good for them.
Worst move.
Unfortunately. Okay, so you don't have a worth signing, that's fine. Who's the first manager who's going to be sacked this season?
Well, I don't know. I think the new Swansea guy. I just think
Gary Monk.
He doesn't have the experience.
He's a Swansea legend, though.
I think he might struggle.
Okay, Gary Monk. That's yours, is it?
I think there are a number of teams that if they don't up their game, they're going to have trouble. Haven't West Brom got a new manager again?
They have. Alan Irvine.
Yeah. Sink or swim, that one.
Yeah, I agree with that. See, but I've got 2.
Sam Allardyce.
He's up there, isn't he?
If West Ham
in danger.
Don't actually start winning some games for any length of time, I think he'll be in trouble, as with Alan Pardew at Newcastle.
But basically, any manager who doesn't win games is going to be in trouble.
I think that's why Puer, for example, might be given a good chance. Okay. I don't think Jose Mourinho is going to get. And they gave Moyes the whole season last season, virtually, didn't they?
Yeah. Also, Mourinho is probably the best manager in the world.
Yeah, I know. It's a silly example. He's never going to go anywhere.
So for me, the first manager to be sacked would either be Nigel Pearson at Leicester, because I think they've got money behind them, and if they don't start well, I think they'll look to get him out and get some experience in, and get a foreign manager in, and do that kind of thing. And the other one, I think, who's under pressure is Paul Lambert. Pete? Paul Lambert? Aston Villa, is that?
Yes.
I just think they haven't really bought anyone particularly good. Joe Cole is their best signing. He was good about 10 years ago.
Was he?
Well, he was okay at Chelsea. But, okay, fine. So we'll move on.
Yes,
which team do you think, Pete, is going to underachieve the most? And by that, I mean do worse than expected.
Well, before today, it would have been Arsenal and Liverpool, because I thought
Arsenal and Liverpool, really?
I thought Liverpool were going to struggle without Suarez badly.
Even though they've signed about 7 players?
They look naughty.
Naughty as in good?
As in good.
Right, okay. See, I think Liverpool, I've put mine in as they'll do worse than expected. I think Liverpool will do worse than expected, because they expect to finish top 4 this season, and I don't think they will.
So on that basis, I'm going to go for Man City, who I think...
So anything but I think below second will be worse than expected for them.
Back in the day, did Chelsea have early seasons where they showed that money can't buy everything? I think they did. Because it's all about...
Can you not remember that far back?
No.
Okay. Good. Well, okay.
But it was also a topic for discussion.
Oh, right, okay.
Do you not remember?
With our viewers? Or...
Well, no. Well, if they want...
They're probably chatting about it. They're probably chatting about it as we speak. Feel free to email or tweet or phone us. Yeah, if you've got a number. If you haven't got a number, we probably don't know you.
Yeah.
But there's probably a lot of people that
and
don't
if
know
you
us.
don't know me and do want to phone, please keep it to office hours.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so which team's going to overachieve the most? And by that I mean do better than expected.
So last year I would say that team was Crystal Palace. Southampton, absolutely.
Liverpool.
Yes.
Better than expected, didn't they?
Now I do have a thing about Everton.
You think they're going to do better than expected? They're going to finish exactly where they expect. That's sick. That's sick.
I think it shows strength and solidity that they have exactly the same side as last season, basically.
Yeah, but that's no improvement, is it?
No. Good point. Yeah.
Okay.
So not Everton.
Right. So who's going to do better than expected? I'll tell you mine, shall I? And then we'll see if that helps you.
Yes.
I've got 2 teams that I think will do better than expected. Stoke, I think, will probably finish top half, which is better than they would expect to finish. I think they finish 9th or 10th.
Yeah, but I think they always finish top half.
No, not always. They're sort of round the second half of the table.
I reckon Stoke are going to be good enough this year. If their signings pay off, they've got a solid manager, they've got a solid squad, they've got a lot of players that have been there a long time. I think they could be,
I think
7th,
right.
8th.
Yeah. 7th, 8th, 9th, yeah. So, and the other one I've got who's going to do better than expected, I think, is Manchester United. I think that their fans probably expect them to finish, what, 4th?
Well, of course, no, the fans are probably stupid.
Well, we know that.
They probably expect them to finish like 1st or 2nd, actually.
Oh, well,
as you would if you
can't do better than 1st or 2nd. Okay, well, I think they're going to have a good season. I really do. I just think they'll finish in the top 3, personally. And I think because they've got it all it's all fallen into place for them.
They're going to be back. They are going to be back.
But
I wouldn't say they're
going
to yeah, but they're not going to overachieve. They're going to be doing what they should.
Okay, well, that's interesting, isn't it? Very interesting.
I say a lot that is, yes.
Okay, right, so that's a little preview of the Premier League season to come. Next up, we're going to look at Fantasy Premier League. Now, I know a lot of you viewers are big into fantasy football. Me and Pete both have played for a few seasons now.
We absolutely love it.
We do love a bit of fantasy football. And in particular, the mini league that my dad administers.
Yes.
He retired really to take over that role. It's a full-time job. So he's now the administrator of that league, and he's got agents that then get people into the league, and money goes to them, and then all the money is collated by him and sent out.
If you would like to join our league, please contact us.
Yes, contact us via the usual methods, and we've currently got 89 teams in the league. 89 already.
Yeah.
With a week to go, 6 days to go. So we're hoping that we can break the 100 barrier that we had last season, which will mean over £1,000 in the prize pot. That's big money for whoever wins it at the end of the season.
Bring it on.
So that's going to be good. And then the next aim is to get 128 people, because if we get that many, we get an extra round in the cup.
Oh, that would be super.
So the cup would start a month
Come on,
earlier.
people, join.
So I think we could get 128. It's not out of the realms of possibility.
So we entered into a cup straight away. Word goes,
oh,
start of the season.
oh, it'd be beautiful.
It would be beautiful, actually.
So basically, for those of you that haven't signed up yet, sign up, get your team entered. Select your squad of 15 players and your first.
He's like someone working on a market stall.
I know. £2 for £1, £2 for £1. And then you've got
sign up though. Seriously,
the deadline is 11:30 next Saturday. You've got to have your team entered, pay your £10 entrance fee.
Yes.
And then, what a season we've got ahead of us then.
Oh,
what a season.
Without Suarez.
Oh, who cares about Suarez?
No. You've done that already.
I know. That was one for the viewers of last time. What?
I was going to bite you back, but I changed my mind. Oh, you made me lose my train of thought. Carry on.
Okay, so next thing, we're going to have a little look at fantasy tactics. Fancy tactics. Fancy ideas. How we do what we do. Why we do what we do. But before we do that, a couple of shout-outs. I just think it's, UK Garage thing. Oh no, it's not UK Garage. Is it?
No, UK Garage at all.
But a couple of, one, I want to do a shout-out to my man in Dubai, Neil Stewart, who I know is sitting there watching this right now with the golf on in the background, like we've got. It's rained off, Neil. Don't worry. You can concentrate. You can concentrate purely on us. This man, well, it's the spirit of Hawaii, to be honest. And so shout out to Neil. Hope you're doing well, and look forward to seeing you just below me in the league. You got any shout outs, Pete?
Yes.
Okay. Fire away. Time's up. So,
no. I've got a big shout out to Bowie, David Bowie.
Yeah, that's relevant.
You're a big hero of mine. You've been an inspiration to many people.
What about fantasy football?
Oh, enter our league. That would be brilliant.
So let's a shout out to David Bowie to enter our league, please. If he enters, does he have to pay like the entrance fee?
Oh, I can pay him. He enters.
No swearing. We're live on YouTube.
Or again. Oh man.
So Pete will pay David Bowie's entrance fee.
As long as it's the real one.
Of course. Okay, so shout out's done. Let's move on to some fantasy tactics. Right. Pete, what formation do you normally play with fantasy football?
Formation is solid 3-4-3.
3-4-3.
Every time. You've got to maximise
those attacking players.
Attacking potential, yeah.
Yeah.
You can't.
I'd have to agree.
You can't leave a cheap attacker on the bench
unless he's not playing.
Yeah.
It's
just not worth it.
Okay, that's fine. That was easy.
Yeah. Maybe 3-5-2 this season because I think it might be slightly different. I did a bit of research on Premier League top scorers, and it's amazing to see the difference in numbers of goals. So last season, Suarez got whatever it was, 30 plus. Some seasons, the top scorer in the league has only been 20 something, like 22, 23, 24, something like that. And in those seasons, you will see a much bigger spread of goal scorers, which means...
Is anyone bored? We probably want to move on.
Which means midfielders are very important.
They are, and they get an extra point per goal, which is obviously key. That's why Lampard and Ronaldo and Fabregas and these players were brilliant in their heyday.
Exactly, and so what I'm saying is, you have a few big midfielders getting loads of goals. Not sure if Toure is going to do it again this season. Then suddenly, bang, different game, mate.
Okay.
Same game, actually.
So with your defence, do you like to stick with the cheap defenders, or do you go premium defenders, or do you like a mix, or how's your 5 defenders? What's it made up of?
So this season I'm going 50-50, I guess. So I've got.
So you don't really know.
No, I do know. Oh. I've got cheap premium defenders.
Cheap premium.
Yeah, so I've got like 6 mil, 5.5, 5.5 mil.
They're premium. Anything 6 mil plus is a premium defender.
I'll get back to you on that point. And I've got a couple of decent 4.5 mil defenders, and I've got 2 cheap keepers, which I'm going to rotate through the season.
Interesting.
And just leave them in.
It's a good amateur tactic for anyone starting out in the game. But yeah, myself, I like to have a premium defender. Always have a premium defender. One who you know is going to play every game.
So who have you chosen?
Well, I don't want to give away my...
Why not? It's a week before, you know. You still got time to change it.
I'm just saying, I always have a premium defender.
You worried that people
I'm going to give out some hints and tips later, so I don't really.
Are you?
Well, you know, we are giving out hints and tips right now.
Absolutely.
Anyway, I have a premium defender at all times. It used to be John Terry because he was good to play every game, got the odd goal, and got bags of clean sheets. He's not quite as assured of his place right now, so I'm not going to go for John Terry this season. But
okay.
My premium defender is
still very expensive.
My premium defender is a Chelsea defender.
Oh, right. So,
okay.
Felipe Luis?
Well, let's not. Yeah, go to names. It might be. Yeah, could be. I also have a mid-price defender from a top team, always. So you look for a top team defender who's decent value. So someone who's sort of 5 million, 5.5 million, but plays for a top team. Bargain. Get them in, keep them in. Don't worry about it. And then I have 3 budget defenders. So 4 million, 4.5 million, 3 of them, and I rotate them depending on what games they've got and whatever. So that's my plan of attack.
Well, I've gone for 3 solid defenders. And what about your keeper then?
My keeper, I always have a good keeper, a top keeper, and then a dirt cheap keeper. And I don't worry about rotating because you don't know when the clean sheets are going to come. So for me, I just get a good goalkeeper, put him in, keep him in, forget about it. It's a transfer you don't have to make, and we all know that we don't want to have to make transfers.
Absolutely.
We don't want to have to make.
The same does apply if you put 2 rotating keepers in.
It does, but you don't know when to rotate. But yeah, that's fine.
Well, when they're playing Man City,
as I say, if you want some amateur like beginner tactics, then follow Pete, of course. Okay, next question. Who's the first player that you thought of putting in your fantasy team this season? Rooney, yeah. Just like that.
Yeah,
Rooney.
Well, they've got a good run. I think he's underrated. You know, there's so much talk of him being overrated.
I'd say he's overrated. But yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it was an obvious choice, so and we're now 3 weeks on from the Fantasy Premier League opening. He's still in there. He's a mainstay. He's your go-to captain, is he? Yes. Because that's basically what we're saying, isn't it? Your first player that you put in is your player that you want to make captain, because that's so important in Fantasy League. And you've changed yours, so that shows I've got more... My first player that I was going to put in my team, as soon as I heard that Van Gaal, whatever his name is, was in charge, I put Van Persie in my fantasy team. Straight off. RVP in, captain, first game of the season, done. And then I read that he's not going to play because he's been playing the World Cup, which apparently is very tiring. Not that tiring, really, is it? So I had to take him out. So I had loads of money as soon as I took him out. So now I've got an amazing team. And my first player that I thought of, as soon as I saw the player list come out, was Sanchez, because he's a midfielder in Fantasy Premier League, and Sanchez is a forward. He's not a midfielder, he's a forward. He's like Gareth Bale, he's like Ronaldo, he's a forward. He might play on the side, he might play behind the front. I'm going to put him in my team. Yeah, you probably already have. No, not before we've had this discussion. Oh, good. Okay. Well, that's why we're having this discussion, so I can beat a line and spend £10.5 million on Sanchez. What a waste of money that is. Okay, brilliant. So, next up, what is your golden rule of fantasy football? Don't make loads of transfers. Okay, why don't you follow that rule? I didn't last season because I was chasing the best weekly score. After about 2 weeks? No, after about 2 months when I realised that I literally had already messed up any chance of my team going back up the league. So my golden rule is the same. Don't take hits. Because if you take a hit, you're taking a player out. Unless he's injured, out for the rest of the season, and there's a player sitting there that's going to play and you know he's going to do well, fine. Take a hit in that exception. But generally, no hits, no transfer hits. It's not worth it. It's not mathematically worthwhile. It's not worth it. That's my point of view anyway. I know I've proven it. Okay. Many times. Pete proves it most weeks. Generally, you'll find you can look at Pete's team and see how many transfers he's done and go, why have you made that many transfers and you're still that low down? Just watch. Next season, like Man United, I will be back.
Good. Okay, have you got a player that you never will select?
No, I'm not a racist.
No, I didn't ask that. Well, you are, but...
I'm not.
Okay, you were. When he wanted to vote you?
Oh, don't bring that up.
Okay, I've got a player that really infuriates me.
Torres.
Yeah,
I wouldn't put him in a million years.
Don't select Torres.
Ozil, I don't think I put him throughout last season.
I had Ozil. He was a bit wishy-washy. He gets a lot of assists, no goals. My one is, and it's a player I've selected a lot.
So you're a bit of a hater.
Well, I do hate. I've learned to hate this guy because I've selected him a lot, and he was always okay for me. He got the odd goal, but every time I made him captain, like when he was at home to some like really easy team, it's Lukaku. And now I like Lukaku.
Ow!
But hey, we're live on YouTube.
Yeah, why did you hit me on TV?
It's Lukaku. He just infuriates me. He can't score against the rubbish teams. He gets the odd goal. Anyway, so Lukaku is my player. I'm not going to select him anymore because he infuriates me. And the other one I used to have a rule that I'd never pick a Spurs player because they are again so like hard to predict. You know, they could play Wolves at home. Well, not Wolves. They're not in the league anymore. They could play Burnley at home. They could play Burnley at home and get a 0-0 or lose 1-0, and then they could play Man City away and score 2 goals. It's just you can't predict Tottenham. They're just a bit of a joke team, I think.
And yet you've got Eriksen in.
I've got Eriksen at the moment because he takes all the free kicks and all the corners.
And they've got a good start to the season.
And they do have a good start to the season. Which brings us on to our next question. What's more important, Pete? Form or fixtures?
Form. Every time.
Excellent. Right. And I would also agree with that. It's got to be form. The fixtures are important. Like you can look at the fixtures and think, oh, he's got 5 good games coming up here. But if it's a player that's not in form, they're not just going to turn it round like that, I don't think. You know, Aaron Ramsey's a great example.
The same goes for teams as well, I think.
Yeah, what form teams? Yeah, but you could pick a form team and get the wrong player.
No, true, but yeah, that's what I mean. There's no point if Liverpool are smashing everyone. There's no point worrying when they go to Man City, is there?
No,
because they might well smash Man City.
Also, they could still get 2 goals and lose. You know, that last season.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So you may not.
A couple more questions. Bargain bucket. So
bargain bucket.
The players that you pick that pad out your squad really, that you know sit on the bench most games, but they have to be cheap because that's the way you build a squad. So who's your bargain bucket player?
Stephen Davis.
Steve Davis, the snooker player.
Hey, no, he's a snooker player.
He's a snooker player.
Southampton midfielder.
Is he going to play?
Yeah, he's captain.
Okay, good. Right. And how much does he cost?
5 mil.
Oh, so he's not bargain bucket then.
He scores goals.
Okay. Well, it's a good choice. It's an okay choice.
He is bargain bucket.
He's just above. Just above.
You're not going to have
a midfielder. 4.5 is bargain bucket.
Can you name any 4.5 midfielders?
Oh no, he's not going to play it. I had him in my team as well. Okay, my one. My one is the Leicester central defender, Liam Moore. Played the whole season last season. 4.0.
I'm going to put him in.
He's
in the squad.
He will as well. He will. Yeah, great. So this
is freed up.
To be honest,
£5 million.
Yeah, I give Pete a few suggestions. Next week, I ask him what his team is, and he's got all my players in his team. So at least he's predictable. Right. So we're pretty much at the end now. We've got a minute left. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching.
Thanks, everybody.
I've got one more question.
Oh, brilliant.
Pete, would you like a little wager on this season? Who finishes higher of us two?
Oh, it's going to be Chelsea, obviously.
No, our fantasy teams.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, if we did the league, we'd probably vote Chelsea.
Yes, we would. But who's going to finish higher? So do you want a little wager?
Oh, can I get odds?
No, even money.
Just last season, I lost 20 quid.
I know. Well, that's what I was suggesting. So you don't have to do it. You can. The whole of the YouTube world can see that you're a wuss.
I'm not a wuss.
That's fine.
I'm not a mug either, so I'm not going to go.
He's not going to take it.
No. Whoa. Hold on. No. Hold on. £10.
£10. Show my hand.
2 to 1.
No.
You give.
No.
All right, just £10.
£10. You've seen it. You've heard it. It's on.
Come on!
It's on. Right. So next time we see you, We're going to be about a quarter of the way into the Premier League season.
And I'm going to be the best.
Yeah, you reckon. We're going to do a little catch-up, look at the early pace setters in the league.
Seriously.
Who's to watch, who's not to watch, best goal so far.
I like
all
this.
Of that. We'll see you in a couple of months' time. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.